This is part 2 of my ASMR life story dot to dot video. Part 1 is on here. Check it out in the card. You can click the card and you can see the story. On the video you can hear about my life. I was talking about living in Poland and Australia, and now I'm going to go into more details about why I was in those countries. And I'm going to continue with my picture. Some people have wondered what it's going to be, kind of like a UFO or something. But I'm going to continue. So, life was a huge adventure for me. I've been so lucky. I've seen parts of the world. And my first big adventure started when I went to Australia. I went to Teachers College in Australia. I went to Charles Sturt University, and I got my graduate diploma of education in secondary teaching. I'm qualified to teach grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, 11, and 12. And my focus was on geography. But, not what I do now. I teach English now, but that'll come later. I'll explain it. So, I got accepted to the Teachers College, and I had to do a little work before I went to pay for it. And I did. I made my money, and I left for Australia in January of 1996. It was minus 15 when I left. And I was going away, long way away. It was hard, but it was so cold when I left. I had my coat and all my long sleeves and everything. And I couldn't take a lot of stuff with me because you're limited to what you can take on the airplane. So I took what I could and I packed the boxes, and we mailed the boxes, and they would get there in about 4 months when I needed them, my summer clothes, because it's reversed. Australia is reversed. It's January in Australia is really, really warm, I'll tell you that. And I experienced that. So when I was looking for number 77 here, folks, sorry. It was very cold. It was so cold, but I got through it. I had the clothes, and I had a long flight. If you've ever been to Australia from Canada, I had to fly from Toronto to Chicago, and then I had to wait in Chicago, but I only had an hour and a half, and I remember my flight attendant said, "Oh, you've got a short wait in Chicago. It might not be good for you because it's a big airport, and you want to make sure you get to the right place on time." So I said, "Oh," and I got nervous. I was alone. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So when I got there, I was looking for gate, what's the gate? Like gate 6. I said, okay, get off the plane. Don't panic. Look for gate 6. Look for gate 6. You'll be good. You'll be good. So I got off out of my gate. I walked out of my gate and I looked to my left, and there was gate 6. I was so happy. So then I waited, and then I had to take a flight from Chicago to Los Angeles. And I clearly remember I sat beside a woman with a young baby, and my first thought was, oh, baby, wonderful kid, wonderful baby, wonderful mom. We talked. It was really nice. And then I got to Los Angeles, and then I had my long flight. Los Angeles to Sydney, Australia is about 15 hours, and that was a long flight. Now I'm missing a number here. I did 91, 92, my flight to Los Angeles was really interesting. Big plane, Qantas Airlines. And I was sitting in the middle. There was a 3 on the aisle, 5 in the middle, 3 on the aisle. Big plane, big. And I was on the end of the middle, and there was a young man, probably my age, on the other end, and then nobody between us. Okay, what do you think the picture's looking like? It's starting to take some shape here. We'll see. So I'm on the flight, and nobody, the whole plane is full, except for the 3 seats between us. I'm like, this is great. I'm gonna watch movies. There's 3 movies on the plane I was gonna watch. One was the Michelle Pfeiffer Dangerous Minds. Being a teacher, I was going to teacher's college. I said, this is perfect. Flight attendant comes by, and about an hour into the flight, and she says, do you guys mind? We have a woman up front who has, she's traveling with 4 kids, and they're driving her crazy. And she's pregnant, and she needs some sleep. Can she sleep on these 3 seats? They were going to put the arms down, and she was going to sleep. I said, well, it's your plane. She can do what she wants. So she came, and she was lovely. I talked to her for a little bit, and she slept. She felt better. And then, I don't know how much time passed. This older guy came to sit with us, and we're like, who are you? Well, it was her father. And he thought, oh, I'm going to go sit there. So she goes back, and he sits in between us. And I'm trying to watch a movie, and he's trying to talk. Find out the kid at the one end is from New Zealand. I'm Canadian. Guy in the middle is Australian. So he orders beer for us. I'm like, okay, have a beer. I just want to watch my movie. I just want to watch. And he talked and talked. He was the head caretaker at a school in Sydney, Australia, and he was saying, well, if you get a job, I'll talk to people, we'll get you work. And he was going on, and he was drinking more. I wanted to watch my movie. So the food came, and I think he left. Then he came back. So it was 15 hours of sleeping mom and talky dad, a couple of beers. And it was late, it was long. I was so tired. And landed in Sydney, got off the plane, and it was so hot. I'm telling you, so hot, man. It was like 30, 35 humidex. I'm wearing jeans and long sleeves. I thought I was going to die of sweat loss. Now, going to Australia, my friend from Canada was there already. She was house sitting for someone she met when she was traveling, and she was looking after their house and said I could come, stay with her for some days, and then go to the university. Turns out the people didn't go away, so I wasn't allowed to stay as long as I was going to stay, but they were nice and let me stay 3 nights, I think. So she picked me up, and the son, they picked me up at the airport. We're in the car. It's really late. I'm tired. The time change is 16 hours ahead, and they've been traveling for 24. It's like 40 hours later. And in Australia, they drive on the other side of the road, as you know. Maybe not. So I'm half asleep, and I think we're going to die in a car accident because I see cars coming directly at us. But really, they weren't. They were just, on the proper side of the road. If you look at this, you can probably figure out what this picture is now, some of you. And I'm stuck. I'm just telling my story, and I'm stuck. I can't find 114. I don't know where it is. Can you find 114? I don't see it anywhere. Where is 114? this goes all the way down here to 114. And now you're going to have to say, where's 115? There it is. So, we get to the house, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. She says, here's your room, go to bed. So I did. I went to sleep. I was really tired, really, really tired. And about 6 o'clock in the morning, I hear voices. Now it's the people that live there. They were going to work. And I was trying to sleep. So I stayed awake in the room. I heard them. And I didn't come out because I didn't know them. And I waited. I just sat in the room. I kind of looked out the window and realized I was in paradise. You can see the beautiful stuff outside. I waited, and I think the daughter went to school and the husband went to work. So I finally crawled out when I heard my friend Sonia get up. And then I introduced myself, and they made me breakfast and said I looked really tired. I said, thank you, I am really tired. And I kind of had a rough day because I was trying to wake up. I gotta go all the way over here. What it is. What's it going to be? So I'm going to continue this story about what I did on my first day in Australia, and then I'll go forward with the picture, and I think you can maybe figure it out what it looks like here, or maybe not. We'll see. Thanks so much for listening. Come back for the next part and talk a little bit about Australia. Maybe I can pull out some photos and show you. We'll see if I can find them. They're a long time ago. If you like jokes and stories, I've got some jokes and stories, but I don't whisper. I got some learning videos. Thank you so much for your support. Come back. I'll come and visit you guys. I come on the weekends to your channels. So if you don't see me during the week, I'm pretty busy, so I come on Saturdays and Sundays. Thank you so much. I hope this was enjoyable, and think about what the picture is. And please support. Thumbs up. Subscribe. And we'll see you around. Thank you so much for your support.